fame, music, and teenage dreams, Grease defined an entire generation. But for many iconic Grease cast members, life after Ryle High was far from the fantasy we remember. Some stars were taken by tragic diseases. Others fell into addiction's grip, and a few ended up facing prison walls instead of sold-out crowds. Rumors even swirl about secret affairs and shady deals that never made the tabloids. Who's dead? Who's behind bars? Here are some Grease cast members who are dead or in jail. Olivia Newton-John. Let's start with Olivia Newton-John, widely known as Sandy Olsen, the lovable heroine in Grease. She went from a sweet small-town girl to a sultry songstress, solidifying her status as a pop culture star alongside John Travolta. She performed legendary songs like You're the One That I Want, Summer Nights, and Hopelessly Devoted to You. She took on the role at age 28, negotiating the character's nationality to avoid an American accent and secure top billing in the film. After the show, she faced scandals and emotional turmoil, especially in 1979 when she sued MCA Records for breach of contract over royalties. It led to a massive settlement that influenced artist agreements in the industry. She also had a long-term relationship with cameraman Patrick McDermott, but it ended in mystery when he vanished during a 2005 fishing trip. There were a lot of rumors that he faked his death and was living in Mexico, which was very painful for Olivia to face. Despite her fame, everything went downhill when she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1992, treated with surgery and chemotherapy. The disease recurred again in 2013 and then in 2017, reaching her spine. To inspire others, she co-founded the Olivia Newton-John Cancer and Wellness Centre in Melbourne, donating a large portion of her fortune to cancer research. By 2022, she passed away at age 73 after a 3-decade-long battle with breast cancer. Still, her legacy lives on through her timeless music and film roles. But she's not the only Grease cast member that passed away from cancer. Annette Charles. Annette Charles played Charlene Chacha Deg Gregorio, the self-declared best dancer at St. Bernadette's. She's known for dancing the hand jive with Danny, played by John Travolta during the televised Ryle High dance competition. Even before Grease, she had a robust career appearing in numerous TV shows like The Bionic Woman, Magnum P.I., Bonanza, and The Incredible Hulk. After Grease, she pursued academics, earning a master's in social work from New York University and becoming a professor. But did you know that during the Thunder Road sequence in Grease, she was experiencing terrible pain due to a tubular pregnancy? This happens when the fertilized egg begins growing in the fallopian tube instead of the uterus. That's why she was always leaning against the cars. Once she finished shooting the scene, she was rushed to the hospital for surgery. By mid-2011, she was hospitalized with pneumonia. Her mother later revealed that doctors had discovered a cancerous tumor in her lung. Strange, because she was a non-smoker. She passed away by August 2011 at her home in Los Angeles due to the complications related to lung cancer. Eddie Dyson. Now, let's take a look at one of the popular Grease cast members who is in jail. Eddie Dyson played Eugene Felnick, who was the bespectacled geek at Ryle High in Grease and Grease 2. He was well known for always playing the nerd role in different films including Midnight Madness, I Want to Hold Your Hand, 1941, $1 Million Mystery, and War Games. But after a few years, he began to face diverse legal issues that completely buried his career. In November 2021, he was arrested for refusing to leave a restaurant, allegedly assaulting police officers by throwing items at them. He was charged with second-degree assault, disorderly conduct, and trespassing. Then by April 2022, he was arrested in Maryland for fourth-degree burglary, 2 counts of trespassing and disturbing the peace after entering a private nursing facility uninvited despite warnings. Even before these cases, he had been repeatedly accused of breaking into neighbors' vehicles, leading to additional trespassing allegations. A few months after the 2022 case, a Maryland court ruled that he was incompetent to stand trial because of an unnamed mental health disorder. He was ordered to receive psychiatric treatment at a state facility until it was deemed that he was no longer a danger. Apparently, he had struggled with mental illness for many years. Despite his fame as a comedic actor and voiceover talent in Dexter's Laboratory and Kim Possible, his arrests marked a sad turn. His life was full of ups and downs, unlike our next Grease cast member who had a balanced life until her sudden passing. Eve Arden. Eve Arden was widely known as a pretty talented actress who could easily improvise during a performance. She shocked many with her performance as Principal McGee on Grease and Grease 2. The sharp-tongued, no-nonsense school administrator at Ryle High. Known for her sardonic wit and quick one-liners, she brought a touch of old-school sophistication to the role. Even without Grease, her career was impressive, spanning about 6 decades across radio, stage, film, and television. She's especially known for her role as Connie Brooks in Our Miss Brooks. Eve also earned an Academy Award nomination in 1945 and appeared in Anatomy of a Murder. Eve was known for her turbulent marriages, with her second one ending in a divorce after 11 months. But a shocking scandal affected her marriage when she was reported to have an affair with a married executive from Hearst. She also faced another scandal during the 1952 presidential election when she made a derogatory comment about Adlai Stevenson, which was seen as insensitive and homophobic. Fans were devastated when her health declined. She succumbed to heart failure and arteriosclerotic heart disease along with complications from cancer. Interestingly, she always hid her age. So, it wasn't until the public saw the dates on the tombstone that they realized she passed away at 82. But our next Grease star was widely loved and passed away at just 46. Dennis Stewart. Dennis Stewart played Leo Craterface Balmudo, the tough leader of the Scorpions gang and Danny's rival in Grease and also in Grease 2. He was originally a dancer and appeared in Sun Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Dennis was also in Moonlighting, MacGyver, The A-Team, and Wonder Woman. Although he achieved early fame with Grease, he struggled with typecasting and his filming opportunities declined over time. He usually maintained a low public profile but was widely known within New York circles as openly gay. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with HIV in 1993, which led to a rapid decline in health. He died of AIDS-related pneumonia in 1994 when he was just 46 years old. Some say he was cremated and scattered at sea, while others say he was buried alongside his mother. Although his life was tragically short, his portrayal of Craterface remains one of the most memorable villainous characters in musical film history. What's more, he was one of the celebrities to fall victim to the AIDS epidemic of the early 1990s. Dennis Stewart was the first Grease star to pass away. But as you might have noticed from this video, he won't be the last, but he was not as famous as our next Grease star, who was usually dealing with legal issues, John Travolta. John Travolta is known as one of the most successful cast members from Grease. He played Danny Zuko, the charismatic leader of the T-Birds. That role solidified his status as a leading man of the era following his success on Welcome Back, Kotter, Saturday Night Fever, and Carrie. He is widely known as an award-winning actor with a Primetime Emmy Award and 3 Golden Globe Awards. He was also nominated for 2 Academy Awards, a British Academy Film Award, and 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards. Despite all his fame, he has found himself at the center of different scandals and legal issues. Although none of these cases led to convictions, they cast a shadow on his career. In 2012, 2 anonymous masseurs filed lawsuits accusing him of sexual harassment and assault, each one seeking $2 million. One said that it happened in Beverly Hills and the other mentioned Atlanta. Both cases were dropped or dismissed when evidence, including flight records, showed that John was not present at the incident locations. He was also facing defamation lawsuits filed by Robert Randolph, but all of these were thrown out by a judge. Around this time, there were tabloid reports of old cross-dressing photos featuring John Travolta, and many said that it upset his late wife, Kelly Preston. But he rejected any form of marital scandal. Aside from these scandals, his career has taken a major hit due to a series of box office flops, many of which have been described as poorly made by critics. While John Travolta's main problem was legal issues, our next Grease cast member faced different kinds of addictions which drove him to death, Jeff Conaway. Jeff Conaway was another important cast member on Grease who played Ken Neck, the rebellious leather-jacketed best friend of Danny Zuko. Even after Grease, he got other roles, starring as Bobby Wheeler in the sitcom Taxi and as Zach Allen on Babylon 5. Despite the success that he achieved in his career, he faced diverse challenges as he found himself addicted to cocaine, alcohol, and prescription painkillers. This happened after the severe back injury that he sustained during the filming of the Grease lightning scene on Grease. In 2008, he appeared on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, publicly recording his ongoing struggle with substance abuse and physical pain. While on Taxi, he was removed from the show because of his frequent absences and erratic behavior due to addiction. Probably because of his addiction, even his former partner filed a restraining order against him, alleging theft and violence. These were later dismissed. Then by May 2011, Jeff was found unconscious at home and hospitalized, placed in an induced coma. He passed away 2 weeks after his family requested that they remove his life support. According to the autopsy, the coma had multiple medical causes including aspiration pneumonia, sepsis, endocarditis, coronary artery disease, and encephalopathy linked to chronic drug overdoses and years of abuse. Unlike Jeff, the cause of death for the next Grease star is still debated, Lenny Baker. Lenny Baker also appeared in the Grease Assemble as part of Johnny Casino and the Gamblers, which was the musical band performing at Ryle High Dance. His performance was credited as part of Shoshana. An accomplished actor, he had many other successful roles, winning a Tony Award in 1977 for I Love My Wife and earning a Golden Globe nomination for his lead in Next Stop, Greenwich Village. Interestingly, on the opening night of I Love My Wife, Lenny's house was burglarized where his television and bar mitzvah ring were stolen. He eventually retired from acting in 1979. One of the reasons why was because he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, which required surgery. The surgery damaged his vocal cords, eventually ending his acting career. But there were a lot of rumors around that time and even decades later that speculated that he died due to HIV. He died in April 1982 at age 37 in Hallandale Beach, Florida, after battling cancer. Lenny seems to be the Grease cast member to pass away at the youngest age and eerily one of the many to have battled cancer. Still, not all of them had to deal with cancer like our next Grease favorite, Ed Burns. Ed Burns portrayed Vince Fontaine, the slick, charismatic host of the televised dance contest at Ryle High in Grease. But he didn't need Grease for his big break, as he already got it in the 1960s when he played Cookie, the hair-obsessed cabbie-turned-teen detective on 77 Sunset Strip. Although he was famous, he also battled alcohol and drug addiction in the 1970s and 1980s, around the time he had finished playing Grease. But he entered a 12-step recovery program and didn't hide his challenges, revealing that he had hit rock bottom before becoming sober in 1982. He also revealed that he was into male hustling and encounters with wealthy patrons in his 1996 memoir Cookie No More. Despite his challenges, Ed lived a full life and unexpectedly died of natural causes in January 2000 at the age of 87. This was unlike the next Grease cast member who seemed to have had a strange illness, Dennis Green. Dennis Green was a founding vocalist of Shoshana, appearing in Grease as part of Johnny Casino's band, energizing the Ryle High dance scene. His performance literally brought the nostalgic 50s vibe to life on screen. But after appearing in Grease, Dennis left Shoshana to pursue education. He went on to earn a master's degree from Harvard and a law degree from Yale, working as a movie studio executive and then a law professor. His transition was smooth, but no one expected when he passed away at age 66 on September 5, 2015 after a brief illness. It was never announced the specific cause of his death, just like the case with Susan Buckner, one of the most recent cast members to pass away. Susan Buckner was one of the most famous actresses on Grease, playing Patty Simcox, the peppy, horn-rimmed, glasses-wearing cheerleader at Ryle High in Grease. This made her one of the film's most memorable supporting characters. Interestingly, she was first considered for the role of Sandy before settling with Patty Simcox. Even after the show, the former Miss Washington appeared in different TV series like Starsky and Hutch, The Love Boat, The Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, and When the Whistle Blows. By the 1980s, she left Hollywood to focus on her children, going on to teach children's theater. At age 72 in May 2024, she died peacefully surrounded by her loved ones. The cause of her death was not publicly disclosed. She's the most recent cast member to pass away and is still remembered dearly by family, friends, and fans. But next is a veteran actor whose death was a secret for a while. Darryl Zwerling. Darryl Zwerling portrayed Mr. Lynch, a minor but memorable teacher at Ryle High in Grease, adding depth to the school's ensemble characters. He was often seen in supportive roles, especially his performance in Hollis Malray in Chinatown. Over 2 decades, he became a reliable character actor, usually taking supportive character roles in TV shows and films. He led a pretty private life, and although his appearance in Grease was brief, he still gained respect as a veteran actor. Shockingly, he passed away in April 2014 for reasons that were not shared with the public, but his death was not revealed until months after by institutions like Juilliard. But the Grease curse continues with our next cast member, who fortunately passed away naturally. Dodie Goodman. Dodie Goodman brought life to the character of Blanche Odell, the quirky and lovable administrative assistant to Principal McGee. Although it was a minor role, she stood out with her comic timing and distinctive voice, gaining fame among the film's bigger stars. Before Grease, she gained a lot of fame on TV talk shows known for her ditzy comedic style. She often appeared on The Tonight Show and Jacked Show, which earned her an Emmy nomination in 1958. She also portrayed roles on stage, television shows like Different Strokes and Alvin and the Chipmunks. After a long career, she lived at the Actors Fund home in Englewood, New Jersey. In June 2008, when she was 93, she passed away peacefully of natural causes, making her the oldest Grease cast member before passing so far. Dodie cultivated a playful, offbeat public image, and she was never married. Still, she made a lasting impression while she was alive. But the next cast member passed away just after Grease was released. Joan Blondell. Joan Blondell played Vi, the veteran waitress at the Frosty Palace in Grease. She brought her time-worn charm to one of the interesting ensemble characters. Even before Grease, she had appeared in over 150 films. She also received an Academy Award nomination and Golden Globe nomination. Despite all her career highs, her personal life was nothing but peaceful. For one, she dealt with financial hardship due to 3 divorces. The most scandalous was Mike Todd, her ex-husband, who had squandered much of her wealth and was reportedly physically abusive. Although her career while she was alive was mostly scandal-free, she spoke out privately about a traumatic rape by a police officer in her youth. She disclosed it decades later in her memoirs. Not long after her death, there were rumors of nude photos online, but it is proven that it's a look-alike. At age 73, Joan passed away due to leukemia on December 25, 1979. The final film that she acted in was Grease, released just a year before she passed away, but her half-century in entertainment will never be forgotten. And next, we have another Grease cast member who also died after a long battle with cancer. Alice Ghostley. Alice Ghostley appeared briefly in Grease as Mrs. Murdoch, the unfazed shop teacher at Ryle High during the iconic dance competition scene with Johnny Casino and the Gamblers. Even before Grease, she was known for her comedic timing and vocal talents. She won a Tony Award in 1965 for her performance in The Sign in Sidney Brustein's Window after getting a nomination 2 years before. She also got an Emmy nomination in 1992. Alice was known for being sweet off and on screen. By 2007, for years after her husband passed away, she died in September at age 84. This was after a long battle with colon cancer along with complications from multiple strokes. Sid Caesar. And finally, we have Sid Caesar, who played Coach Calhoun, the basketball coach at Ryle High. He oversaw Danny's ill-fated team tryouts and had a nostalgic comedic presence. Before Grease, he rose to fame, hosting Your Show of Show and Caesar's Hour. He also appeared in films like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Silent Movie, and History of the World Part 1. In the 1960s and 1970s, he battled major alcohol and barbiturate addiction in the 1960s and 1970s, which he later called his 20-year blackout. By 1977, he collapsed during a live stage performance, eventually entering rehab and achieving sobriety. It was around this time that he also starred in Grease. By February 12, 2014, Sid died of natural causes at age 91. His health had declined in later years with chronic respiratory issues and general frailty noted by family and friends. Grease cast members remain some of the most famous actors and singers despite the fact that it's been decades since the movie. Who is your favorite Grease actor? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.